Caitlin Clark burst onto the WNBA scene like a supernova. From the moment she stepped onto the court, it was clear that she was something special. Her energy, her passion, and her sheer talent were undeniable. Fans and analysts alike were eager to see how she would adapt to the professional level. The Iowa Hawkeye was a walking highlight reel. Her range was limitless, and she could drain three-pointers from almost anywhere on the court. Every game she seemed to pull off something that left the crowd in awe. Her ability to score from deep made her a constant threat and a nightmare for defenders. Her passing vision was otherworldly. She had an uncanny ability to see plays develop before anyone else did. Her no-look passes and pinpoint assists showcased her basketball IQ and made her teammates better. It wasn't just about scoring for Clark, she was a true playmaker. Fans across the league were captivated by her audacious style. Her fearless approach to the game and her willingness to take risks endeared her to many. She played with a flair that was both entertaining and effective, quickly becoming a fan favorite. Clark's rookie year was nothing short of spectacular. She consistently put up big numbers and delivered in clutch moments. Her performances were a testament to her hard work and dedication. Every game was an opportunity for her to showcase her skills and prove that she belonged at the highest level. She put up impressive numbers, leading the league in scoring and assists. Her statistical achievements were remarkable for a rookie, and they highlighted her versatility and impact on the game. She wasn't just a scorer, she was a complete player who could do it all. Her dazzling play earned her Rookie of the Year honors. This accolade was a fitting recognition of her outstanding contributions throughout the season. It was a testament to her talent, hard work, and the bright future that lay ahead of her. It seemed like she could do it all. Whether it was scoring, passing, or leading her team, Clark excelled in every aspect of the game. Her versatility made her one of the most exciting players to watch and a valuable asset to her team, but the WNBA is a different beast. The competition is fierce. The pace is relentless. Every game is a battle, and even the most talented players face challenges. The physicality and speed of the professional game require constant adaptation and growth. Even the most gifted players face a steep learning curve. The transition from college to the pros is never easy, and it demands a high level of resilience and determination. Clark had to adjust to the increased intensity and the higher level of competition. Clark, despite her undeniable talent, was no exception. She faced her share of struggles and had to learn how to navigate the challenges of the professional game. Each game was a learning experience, and she used these moments to grow and improve. Her rookie season, while electrifying, also exposed some areas for growth. These moments of struggle were valuable lessons that would shape her future. With her talent and work ethic, there's no doubt that Caitlin Clark will continue to evolve and become an even more formidable player in the years to come. Indiana Fever. Head coach Stephanie White knows a thing or two about developing young talent. With years of experience both as a player and a coach, she has seen firsthand the challenges and triumphs that come with nurturing young athletes. Her approach is not just about teaching the fundamentals of the game but also about instilling a sense of confidence and resilience in her players. White has spoken openly about the adjustments players face in their second year. This period is often marked by a mix of excitement and pressure, as players are no longer rookies but still have much to prove. The transition from the first to the second year can be a pivotal moment in a player's career. The so-called sophomore slump is a real phenomenon. Many players experience a dip in performance as opponents become more familiar with their style of play. This can be a tough period, filled with self-doubt and frustration. However, it is also a time of immense learning and growth. Year 2 is often about refining raw talent. It's a time when players must dig deep and work on the finer aspects of their game. This involves not just physical training but also mental preparation and strategic thinking. The goal is to transform potential into consistent performance. It's about learning the nuances of the game. Players must understand the intricacies of different plays, the importance of positioning, and the value of teamwork. This deeper understanding can make the difference between a good player and a great one. It's about understanding how to thrive within a team system. Individual talent is important, but basketball is a team sport. Success comes from working together, communicating effectively, and supporting each other on and off the court. For Caitlin Clark, Year 2 presented a critical opportunity for growth. After a stellar rookie season, expectations were high. She knew that she couldn't rest on her laurels. The league had taken notice of her talent, and she had to continue to evolve to stay ahead. The league had a season to adjust to her game, Defenders studied her tendencies, analyzing her every move. They were prepared to counter her strengths and exploit any weaknesses. This meant that Clark had to be even more strategic and versatile in her approach. They learned to anticipate her moves. This added a new layer of challenge for Clark, as she had to constantly adapt and innovate. She couldn't rely solely on her natural talent anymore. She needed to evolve, to find new ways to outsmart her opponents and maintain her edge. Clark couldn't rely solely on her natural talent anymore. She needed to evolve. This meant putting in extra hours of practice, studying game footage, and working closely with her coaches to develop new techniques and strategies. It was a demanding process, but one that was essential for her continued success. White and the Fever coaching staff recognized this. They provided Clark with the support and guidance she needed to navigate this challenging period. Their goal was to help her not just survive her second year, but to thrive and become an even more formidable player. They knew that Clark's development was crucial to the team's success. Her growth and evolution as a player would not only benefit her personally, but also elevate the entire team. With the right support and determination, Clark was poised to overcome the sophomore slump and continue her rise in the league. One of the most noticeable changes in Caitlin Clark's game is her physicality. She hit the weight room hard during the off-season. The results were evident. Clark added muscle. She moved with a newfound strength. This added power translated to her game in several ways. She was able to finish through contact more effectively. She held her own against bigger, more physical defenders. This physical development was essential. The WNBA is a physical league. Players battle for every inch on the court. Clark's added strength allowed her to compete at a higher level. For all her brilliance, Caitlin Clark's game has always had one glaring flaw: turnovers. Her high-risk, high-reward style often led to costly mistakes. Opposing teams quickly learned to exploit this tendency. In her sophomore season, Clark needed to find a balance. She needed to maintain her creativity on offense while becoming more efficient. This meant reducing turnovers. Clark's turnovers often stemmed from trying to do too much. She sometimes forced passes that weren't there. She occasionally dribbled into traffic, leading to steals. The key for Clark was to learn when to attack and when to facilitate. She needed to trust her teammates more. She needed to make the simple play instead of always looking for the spectacular. The Indiana Fever's matchup against the Connecticut Sun earlier this season provided a valuable learning experience for Caitlin Clark. The Sun, a perennial powerhouse, presented a unique challenge. Connecticut's defense is known for its physicality and intensity. They force opponents to make quick decisions. They punish mistakes ruthlessly. Clark struggled against the Sun's suffocating defense. She committed a season-high 8 turnovers. Her shot wasn't falling. She seemed visibly frustrated at times. This game highlighted the need for Clark to develop her off-the-ball game. Connecticut's defense focused on denying her the ball. They forced her teammates to create scoring opportunities. Sharing the load Caitlin off the ball. Stephanie White and the Fever coaching staff recognized the need to find ways to make Clark more effective. They knew that relying on her as the primary ball handler for the entire game was not sustainable in the long run. The physical and mental demands were simply too high. They began experimenting with playing her off the ball more frequently. This was a significant shift in strategy, but one that they believed could pay off in multiple ways. This strategy aimed to accomplish two things. First, it would reduce the wear and tear on Clark. Constantly being the primary ball handler takes a toll physically and mentally. By playing off the ball, Clark could conserve her energy and avoid the constant physical battles that come with handling the ball all the time. This would help her stay fresher throughout the game and the season. Second, playing off the ball could utilize Clark's shooting ability more effectively. She could come off screens like a shooting guard, which would create open shots and force defenses to adjust. This would not only make Clark more dangerous as a scorer, but also open up opportunities for her teammates. Defenses would have to pay extra attention to her movements, potentially leaving other players open. She could come off screens like a shooting guard. This would create open shots and force defenses to adjust. The coaching staff believed that this adjustment could make the entire team more effective. This adjustment required a shift in mindset for Clark. She was used to dictating the pace and flow of the offense. Playing off the ball meant trusting her teammates to create opportunities for her. This was not an easy transition. It required a lot of communication and trust between Clark and her teammates. They had to learn to read each other's movements and anticipate where the ball would go. She was used to dictating the pace and flow of the offense. Playing off the ball meant trusting her teammates to create opportunities for her. This was a new challenge, but one that Clark embraced with determination. The coaching staff continued to refine this strategy, looking for ways to maximize Clark's effectiveness, while also making the team more balanced. It was a work in progress, but the potential benefits were clear. Unlocking the Fever's potential roster considerations. The success of playing Caitlin Clark off the ball hinges on the talent surrounding her. The Indiana Fever roster construction has raised some eyebrows around the league. The Fever lack a true point guard. They need a dynamic playmaker who can initiate the offense. This would allow Clark to focus on scoring and making plays off the ball. The Fever's front court also needs work. They lack a dominant post presence. This puts immense pressure on Clark and the guards to create all the scoring opportunities. X's and O's coaching creativity is crucial. Stephanie White is a bright basketball mind, but even the best coaches need the right personnel to succeed. The Fever's roster limitations make it challenging to implement creative offensive schemes. White needs to find ways to maximize her players' strengths. She needs to design plays that create easy baskets. She needs to put her players in positions to succeed. The Fever's offense has been stagnant at times. They rely too heavily on isolation plays. They don't move the ball effectively. This predictability allows defenses to key in on Clark and take her out of the game. Defense wins championships. Caitlin's next frontier. While Caitlin Clark's offensive prowess is undeniable, her defense needs work. She has the potential to be an average defender, but she needs to show more effort and consistency on that end of the floor. Clark sometimes loses focus on defense. She gets caught ball watching. She doesn't always fight through screens. These lapses allow opposing guards to get easy baskets. Improving defensively would make Clark a more complete player. It would also elevate the Fever's overall defensive performance. Defense is often about effort and desire. If Clark can bring the same intensity to defense that she brings to offense, she can become a force at both ends of the court.